Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy, also going by the moniker of ETCG1 when posting videos to this channel. Thank you for tuning in, and if it is your birthday, I personally want to wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your cake. Today's discussion sort of stems from, well, two previous discussions that have come up recently, and that is the other drivers on the road, and also a video that I put out just last week about weaponizing the vehicle fleet. Now, how are you going to tie those together, Eric? That's kind of a stretch. Let's go back to the other people on the road. And some of you commented that, you know, the other drivers on the road are not necessarily courteous, and they can be very annoying. I guess this is a long way of saying that we are the source of the problem. The machines do what we tell them to do. The machines being the cars and trucks that we drive. They do what we tell them to do for the most part. You know, we talked about in the autonomous side of thing, or weaponizing the vehicle fleet, how they could be manipulated to not do our bidding. And that's a scary prospect. The point I'm trying to make, and the way I'm trying to tie those two videos together is, okay, so how do we deal with the annoying drivers on the road? What do we do to overcome that? Well, in a way, autonomous kind of is the answer. It levels the playing field. It makes everybody quote unquote the same. And as much as I hate to admit it, I believe that that's the way the world will go. And we will end up in a place sometime. I don't really think it's the distant future. I think it's the near future. I think within the next 10 years, just the concept in general of vehicle ownership is going to change. I'll put a finer point on that in a moment. And I think the reason is because we are the problem. You know, you think about all the fatalities that are on the road, a result of a number of different things, but I think the biggest factor in all of that is us, the people. And if we take us out of the equation, does that make the roads in general safer? Because human beings are all passengers at that point. We aren't in control of those machines and perhaps causing problems. Whether we get behind the wheel when we shouldn't, because of maybe we're angry, or this is something that I've seen a lot lately, and it really disturbs me. I've done a lot of highway driving recently, and I've seen a lot of people texting while they drive. You know, I hate to be another one of those guys. Maybe I don't. Don't text and drive. Just stop doing it. I actually saw some guy watching porn while driving through an intersection, you know, on his phone and a steering wheel, doing this. If you wonder why they're trying to take our control of those vehicles out of our hands, it's because of stupid stuff like that. It's because we're distracted, because we're not paying attention, because, you know, we're not respecting the machine that we have. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but all it takes is one. And that can wreck a whole lot of people's day. It can cause a whole lot of problems. Lifelong injuries, those types of things. So it's no wonder that as a society, as young people coming up, we don't want to have to deal with this. We wanted to change it. And I think the way to go is with autonomous and to take it out of our hands. And I hate saying that because I love cars. For me, I grew up in a small town. You know, when I first started driving, and just getting anywhere was 20 minutes to get someplace, at least. You know, you want to go to your friend's house, it's 20 minutes down the road, at least, in a car. Or you want to go to the store, you have to spend some time to do this. You know, with things like Uber, with things like autonomous vehicles and the stuff that's coming around now, there are other options. And I think the generation that is now, and the generation coming up, you know, younger, like really young kids, are not into cars like I was when I was a kid. I'm not saying that's true across the board, but this is what I'm going by. I go to trade shows like SEMA, and PRI is actually one of my favorite shows to go to. And also car shows. And I've been to import car shows and also classic car shows. And yes, I see a lot more interested young people at import car shows. I get it. You know, these old hot rods and things are kind of the way things were done. And now there's, you know, other vehicles that are out there that you know, excite younger people. I mean, they grew up with imports, and that's fine. You know, that's quote unquote progress. That's the way things work. But point is, you know, when I go to these shows and things, I see older guys, a lot of older guys walking around. I don't see a whole lot of young guys. So I think the interest is starting to wane, and I think the old guys like me are going to age out. And what are we going to be left with, the next generation, and what they're going to want? I've done videos about the future of vehicle ownership, or what I think about it. I think it's going to be a subscription service. I don't think you're going to own anything. I think you're going to have access to a vehicle, and the insurance and all the other, you know, maintenance and all that stuff will be taken care of, you know, in that one cost, that monthly cost that you have. So you pay one price every month, and you have access to a vehicle that takes you where you need to be. You know, that to me simplifies things and takes away those surprise costs like auto repair that, you know, come up unexpectedly, usually at the worst possible time. Those are my thoughts, and I kind of wanted to tie those two things together because I was reading those comments to, you know, annoying drivers on the road and weaponizing the vehicle fleet, and I'm sort of putting these two things together, and I'm thinking, hey, wait a minute, maybe we need to talk about why we're headed in this direction. That's my thought on this, and this is a discussion channel, and once again, I encourage you to make comments down below, and in fact, like I said, I read them, I don't necessarily respond to all of them, but I am listening, and I am enjoying where this discussion is going. So what do you think about the vehicle fleet of the future? Do you think autonomous is the way we're going, is the way we should go? Should we hang on for dear life to driving things ourselves and doing things the old way, or should we embrace the new way, which may take us out of the driver's seat, may take away our steering wheels altogether? And here we are as passengers instead of as drivers in our transportation of the future. What do you think? If you have automotive questions, I ask that you head to ericthecarguy.com. That will also be linked in the description. I want to thank you very much for watching, and please be sure to like, comment, and just subscribe and do all those things that help me make a living, because I appreciate that, and I want to continue doing this. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.